And welcome along once again. In this lesson we will demonstrate some other potentially useful list methods. So previously we dealt with the methods which allow us to adjust the items within the list. These ones are much more of a mixture. So let's get started. I've got a couple of lists set up here in the Python shell. So first of all, we have index, and that allows us to find the index of the first instance of a given value. So if we do nums.index, and if we pass it the value of 4, we get the index of 3, because 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is the index of the first occurrence of the value 4. Now you want to be aware that if you pass in a value which isn't in the list, you will get an error message. Okay, so moving along, we have count. Now count simply tells us the number of occurrences of a given value. So nums.count, if we give it 5, it tells us 5 is in that list 3 times, which you can see up there. So this one doesn't matter. If you give it something that doesn't exist, you'll just get 0 back. So it doesn't crash your program at all. Excellent. Now I should say that these first two methods are not unique to lists. Both of those will actually work with strings as well. So banana.countn would tell you that there are 3 n's in banana. I think that's right. Okay, the other ones we'll discuss here, though, you can't use on strings because that would break the immutability of strings. And you'll see what I mean when you find out what these methods actually are. So reverse, as the name suggests, will reverse a list. Now it doesn't create a new list, it reverses the existing list. So if we do nums.reverse, so we don't give it any arguments, but of course we need the parenthesis. And now if we look at nums, you can see that it has been reversed there. Excellent. Okay, so moving along to sort. Now there's a bit more to say about sort because it can take a couple of arguments. We don't need to give it arguments, but if we do names.sort, for example, and then have a look at names, we can see that the names have been sorted there. Now it is in alphabetical order, however, as I think I mentioned previously, everything uppercase comes before everything lowercase. So you can see how that's actually happened there. Now the default behavior for sort is to sort in ascending order. So that's why we start at the beginning of the alphabet and go to the end. We can change that though if we give the argument reverse and set that equal to true, and then take another look at names. You see we get the end of the alphabet through to the beginning there, and this time we've actually got everything lowercase before everything uppercase as well. Now there's another argument we can pass to sort, and that is actually something called key. Now we're not going to go into this in any great detail just now. Long story short, the key you can give is a function that determines how the sort is done. Now one function we have seen a number of times already is the len function for length. So if we give the length to sort as a key here, and you can observe that what we've actually got now is the shortest names up front. Bob's got 3 characters, followed by Molly with 5, and then we've got these other ones there with 6 characters. So that's the sort method. So the last one we're going to look at in this lesson is copy. Now again, the name kind of tells the story, most of it anyway. So copy can copy the list there. Now there is something I'm going to show you though about how lists behave, because you might think that instead of having to copy the list, you can just do this. It's say names to equals names. So if we take a look at names to, we've certainly got a copy of the list there. However, if we change names to, so let's do just a method we saw in the last video, let's add on another value to it. So let's just call it new name. And if we take a look at names to, we've got new name appended onto the end of it. However, we've also got new name appended to the end of names as well. And again, I'm not going to get down the rabbit hole on this one just now, but basically names and names to are referencing the same object in memory. So you can't change one without changing the other. What we can do though is let's now set names to names dot copy, and then this time what we can do is let's append another value onto names to, and let's call it another new name. Okay, and if we take a look at names to, we've got another new name appended onto it, but we don't have it appended onto the end of names. So I wouldn't worry too much about the details of this. We will be covering the ins and outs of what's actually going on there when we do names to equals names. So we will be coming back to that, but it's good to be aware of it. So that's really why we have the copy method, so we can have a separate object that we can change independently there. Right, excellent. So that's all of the list methods covered in this video and the previous one. So that's it for the moment, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.